What's up, Toshi gang? I hope everyone had a good conclusion to the weekend. You got out to the pool, you went out to the bars, you had some fun, and you were excited for the upcoming week, which, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, we have some potential catalysts for Toshi on the horizon. They could hit this week, and we could have some upward price momentum. Let's see. Let's dive into the charts first. So we're roughly flat on the day. We are still at 295 million. The price didn't do anything over the weekend as is expected, but here is the 6-month chart, and I mean, this is looking pretty good right here. You can draw those lines right there, and it forms that descending wedge triangle, which generally means you're going to go parabolic upward. Whether it's going to happen tomorrow, the week after, mid-October, we just don't know. And first, just a quick reminder for my partner exchange, BTCC, fully available for traders in the USA like myself. No VPN or KYC is needed. So they just announced their big NBA partnership. It's with Jaren Jackson Jr. He plays for the Memphis Grizzlies, two-time All-Star in the last 2 seasons, 2023 Defensive Player of the Year. He averages 22 points a game. Tomorrow, Monday, they will be revealing what the specific trading campaign / competition is with Jaren Jackson Jr. So if you haven't signed up for an account yet on BTCC and you want it, there will be advantages to joining that trading campaign the first day as opposed to the second, third, fourth day. Use this link at the top of the description area right there. Now let's look at some fire tweets from the Toshi community in the last day or two, like this one. Every cycle, this statement is true. Buy the rounded bottoms because they will explode sooner or later. And yes, Toshi's chart in the last 6 to 8 months, it certainly is curling up. That is a rounded bottom. So here it is. So I don't know if, like, in a technical TA standpoint, this chart looks good, or if it's just simply aesthetically pleasing, which it is probably a little bit of both. But this certainly looks like not just the chart that is going diagonally to the right. This looks like a chart that is curling up and about to just go straight vertical, parabolic. Things are looking good in Toshiville. Here's another good tweet. Toshi marches to the beat of its own drum. Pay attention to how often it moves opposite the market, indicating the next leg up. Momentum comes in waves. So I tested out that statement. He's like 50% true, 50% not true, but he is a little bit. So if you look right here, the last 2 weeks of the month, August 1st, the first 2 weeks of August, Toshi went basically just parabolic. So we're looking at from here to here. Now look at the Bitcoin chart over the same time period. Here to there, literally identical. Bitcoin chart, last 2 weeks. Toshi chart, last 2 weeks, absolutely identical. But now let's pull back to the 1-year Bitcoin chart. Let's look at the last Toshi pump, which was this one right here in June. So now we're looking at this right here. Can you see that? This big pump, goes like, I don't know, like mid-June to like mid-July, something like that. So let's see Bitcoin during that time period. So mid-June to mid-July, it went up a little bit, but not really that much. I mean, it went up from like 104, 103 to like, I don't know, 115 or so. So in that sense, Toshi did outperform Bitcoin during this time period. Then here's a good AI-generated video clip from a community member of a guy in a Toshi costume stepping into the Binance corporate offices, attempting to sort of charm Binance executives with some Binance and Toshi logoed balloons. Pretty cool. Remember, we're still not on Binance Global, so anything to increase our chances slightly with the world's #1 exchange, that's a good thing. The time is now. Don't wait for Toshi, or you can expect to pay much higher prices. Then again, look at the art from the community, these memes, these GIFs. It's just getting better and better. This one here, this guy said this is the single best piece of art he has seen. Anybody in the Toshi community. It's like a Darth Vader themed Toshi, black and white, holding a crystal ball to the sky, apparently summoning green candles or laser bolts that are just going to send this coin skyrocketing. What else do we have? Here's a great breakdown of all the reasons why this person is bullish on Toshi right now. Obviously, just yesterday, we heard the news that on Coinbase, it was revealed that the third biggest holding amongst Coinbase executives on their own platform on the base chain is Toshi, only behind Aerotech, that's utility coin on base chain, and USDC on base. That is pretty cool. Another reason he's bullish, we're not on 3 of the biggest exchanges, Binance Global, OKX, and Robinhood. We're almost certainly not going to get on OKX. I don't think so. They don't like meme coins. They don't list them. But Binance Global, we're on Binance Alpha. Significant chance of that. Robinhood, they've been listing a lot of meme coins lately. Big chance of that. What else do we have here? First base coin that survived an ETH as CTO. First CTO base coin that survived past its second birthday. I didn't know that. That is pretty cool. Remember, Brett is not a CTO. So amongst all those other CTOs, I think Ski Mask Dog, I think what else? Keyboard Cat, I think that one was too. So Toshi is the first one to survive 2 birthdays. Toshi is obviously Brian Armstrong's in real life cat companion. Here's a good one. Base leadership from the dev. So the dev is like a known guy on crypto Twitter. That is this guy, Coco. So the fact your dev is somebody actual visible, you can see what he's tweeting. He gets really into the community. He retweets. He does some partnership announcements himself. That is huge. That's like, SPX 6900 has Murad. Brett has Crashes Clay, and then this coin, Toshi, has Coco. Last but not least, whether you like it or not, this coin is set to explode. This person reminds us that ETH, again, didn't break an all-time high last week. It could break one this week. It could the next week. It could very soon. Once it does break all-time high, it's probably going to shoot past to go much higher, and it's going to bring up all ETH and base chain memes with it. That's it, guys. Drop a comment down below. Toshi Army, love hearing from you guys. I will be back later with a new video. Ben Crypto signing out. Catch you later.